everybody, welcome back to their Farming Simulator 22 how-to video. It brings me great pleasure to bring to you part one of a 4-part series where we are going to go into extreme detail on the straw harvest pack by Creative Mesh that will be releasing very soon over at the Giants Mod Hub. In the first part, we will be talking about the buildings and placeables. Part 2, we're going to cover the 2 balers. Part 3, we're going to talk about bale handling, specifically with the bale grabs. And in part 4, we're going to cover specifically the pellet press and the pellet production process. Now, before we dive into the buildings and placeables, let me give you a little bit of background about Straw Harvest. Straw Harvest Pack originally released for Farming Simulator 17 by Creative Mesh for PC only. Then in Farm Sim 19, Straw Harvest was a free add-on that was delivered in the Giants Mod Hub for all platforms. And it will be coming once again to all platforms over at the Giants Mod Hub for Farming Simulator 22 very shortly. Let me give you a little bit of a background description. With the Straw Harvest Pack, Creative Mesh brings a well-known and popular feature to Farming Simulator 22. Expand your farming operation with the pellet industry and increase productivity with powerful machinery from KRONE and Bressel and Lade. The world's first mobile pellet harvester, the KRONE Premos 5000, can produce pellets by collecting straw or hay swaths directly from the field, or can be operated stationarily with the additional bale shredder. The produced pellets can be sold or used for animal bedding or animal feed, or you can choose to process them in the industry hall. The KRONE Big Pack 1290H DP2 and the KRONE Premo V180XC are balers of choice for the powerful straw harvest. With the attachable KRONE Bale Collect, the Big Pack can unload stacks of up to 3 square bales at a time. Additionally, the KRONE also comes with variable round bale sizes. Because the KRONE Big Pack, KRONE and Premos also need bale yarn, netting, and molasses in reality, then this feature is also an optional feature that can be added in the shop. Now, once you have produced your bales, handling bales is easily done with the included bale grabs from Lade and Brussels and Lade. They come in various sizes for wheel loaders, telehandlers, and front loaders. With the background information out of the way, let's focus the rest of this video again on the placeables that are included with this pack. Straw Harvest Pack includes 3 different pellet hauls. We have an empty configuration, which if placed is going to look like this. We've got 2 large vehicle bay doors and a person door up front. There are 3 areas where we could place loose material, be those pellets or loose straw, loose hay, or bales. 1, 2, and 3. We could also dump in here if we wanted to other materials, potatoes, other root crops, because these partitions do have collisions associated with them. Then we have the rest of this large building for machinery or other storage. We do, of course, have lights available as well. The second variant of this building includes a crane for which we could get into and control. To enter the crane, we're going to come up here to our crane icon and we're going to hit E. And once we are in the crane, we have 3 different camera angles. We can change camera angles with C, 1, 2, and 3. And then we can control the crane by using our mouse. Left mouse button up and down is going to remove, or is going to move the entire crane carriage left and right across the building. And then if we go left and right mouse button, it's going to move the crane itself up and down the crane carriage. Right mouse button, left and right, will rotate the bucket. And then up and down is going to raise and lower that. Left and right mouse button up and down will open and close. So those are the basic default controls. In addition, we can hit X to change our crane tool. Right now we have a bucket grab. Now we have a bale grab with spikes, and then we can switch it over to a pallet grab as well. That is basically how you're going to be able to control the crane within either of the pellet halls. The pellet hall that is configured specifically just for the crane, or the pellet hall which also includes a pellet palleting machine. So this is just like the other two halls with the crane, and then we have added a pellet palletizer. We're going to place pellets into this hopper. We're then going to use the conveyor belt and move those pellets up the conveyor belt into a second hopper. This hopper is going to be a bagging machine, where it is going to take the roll of bags and fill those with pellets. It's going to deposit those pellet bags onto this conveyor belt into the palletizer, at which time this will build pallets of pellets. And then once the pallet is full, it will move over here on the conveyor belt and then be wrapped and ready for removal. Let's go ahead and go into build mode. I want to show you where we can buy all of these particular buildings. So we can buy the first two buildings that we looked at here under sheds. This is going to be the empty pellet hall as well as the pellet hall with crane. And each of these does rotate. Do note they rotate 90 degrees. They do not rotate freely. And then we're going to find our palletizing pellet hall under production. We're going to find $175,000 again. And this one is going to be specifically with the pallet pelletizer. And then we have also a pellet heating plant. And the pellet heating plant is going to accept hay and straw pellets and generate energy as a result. Then the last placeable that is a part of this pack is the pellet sell point. And this is going to allow us to sell our pallets of pellets. Let's go ahead and take a look at the prices screen to show you kind of how much you're going to get maybe for these pellets. Per 1,000 liters, we have anywhere between $678 to $1,200. Let's look at the price fluctuation, where we've got a low price of $607, a high price of $837 for hay pellets, $492 and $615 for straw pellets. But do note that pellets are compressed. So while that price sounds really, really good, do note that these are compressed products. So you are going to get more per 1,000 simply because, well, there's actually more product per 1,000 liters than one may initially think about. So let's just quickly see how this all is working. Again, like I mentioned, we deposited product into the hopper. It is now going up the conveyor belt into the palletizer. The palletizer is now producing bags of hay pellets. Pretty neat animations. Laying it down on the conveyor belt, then moving it over to the palletizer. And I have to say, sometimes I could just stare and watch this thing work. Because it's going to alternate layers, 5 bags per layer. See, right now it's rotating those bags, so it's 3 wide. And then the next layer is going to basically be 3 wide and then 2 on the back end, such that it's alternating layers. And then each layer is coming over here and being placed on a pallet. And then once the pallet is full, again, it's going to roll over there and be ready for further processing. Really cool. Like I said, I could just sit here and watch that for hours. The pelletizer does have some information that you can have pop up in the F1 menu if you are close to it. So right here, for example, it says that we have so far outputted a total of 36 bags and 0 pallets. The supply in the hopper will last 3 minutes and 13 seconds, and the current fill level of that hopper is 2,148 liters. So we just about have a full pallet now produced. Once that pallet is now full, it again moves down the roll belts. It'll then be wrapped, and it is now ready for further transport. So what we're going to demonstrate here is simply the selling process of taking our pallet of pellets, 2,000 liters of pellets. And we're going to take this over to our sell point. And there you go. Now, as far as the heating plant, we have the dump point. We have our interactive icon here on the left side. You see we are going to accept straw pellets. 1,000 straw pellets are going to produce 130 units of energy, and 750 wood chips are going to produce 130 units of energy. Around the back, we have a window into the building, and this is going to give us a little indication of the fill level, because we will have a fill plane that will appear through that building. Now I have a load of straw pellets right here. And it's pretty simple. We're just going to dump those into the input hopper. Like so. As I mentioned, around the side, we do have then a fill plane that we then can see kind of how full the facility may be. Once we activate that, now we are running 24 cycles per month. So 24,000 liters of pellets per month are going to be able to cycle through this particular plant. And we have, again, 24 cycles per month as well for our wood chips. And that will then just give us money per hour, just like the biogas plant in the base game. So guys, that is going to do us for the end of part 1. A quick video covering all 3 of the various pellet halls, the operation of the palletizer within the palletizing pellet hall, the use of the heating plant to sell wood chips or straw pellets, and then the placement and usability of the pellet sell point. In part 2, we're going to be covering the 2 balers that are included with the straw harvest pack. Part 3 is going to be covering the bale grabs, a really great way to transport bales off the field or around your farm. And then part 4 is going to be covering the pellet press specifically, both using it in stationary and mobile formats. Until next time, happy farming.